In this video, we will pick up on where we left off in the previous video. Alright, so for this one, we're going to complete exercise number 2. Exercise number 2 is in millimeters. So let's go ahead and just press the plus here beside the previous file tab that we had. Press the plus since we would have already created a model. We're gonna save this one as center plate. And then we're gonna turn off our grid, turn off the grid snap points, and then we set our units. All right, for this one, the unit is millimeters. So it means that we're going to set our units to decimal. All right, it's already in decimal, so we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to leave the precision at 0.0. So let me get the worksheet over this side so we can continue. All right, so this is the worksheet. Now, as I said, you look for the easiest shape to draw. For this one, I think the easiest way to approach this one could be that I draw the circle first. All right, and it's telling me that the big circle, that is telling me that the diameter of that circle is 180 millimeters. So what I need to do is to start my circle command, specify where I would want to start the circle. All right, and then all I need to do is to enter the diameter. Diameter is 180, so enter the diameter. I realize that my worksheet is a bit small, so I'm gonna have to change the scale. I'm gonna have to scale it. All right, I think that's workable. All right, so we have the circle. We now realize that we have a rectangle inside of the circle. And from the center of my circle, I realize that the side of the rectangle is 30 millimeters away from the center. So this is how I'm going to do it. All right, I'm going to find the center of my circle. I'm going to use tracking to get the line all the way to the top. So once I put my crosshair over the circle, then the center of the circle will be highlighted. To get your line up to the center, all I need to do is to place the crosshair in the center of the circle. I do not click. I then bring it to the top, and then you realize I get a guide. When I touch the end of the circle now, I'm going to click and then move to the other end of the circle. All right, so now I have a line in the center. I get the line in the center now. There's a command that we use in one of the videos. That's called the offset command. We use that in using basic AutoCAD command video. All right, so I'm going to click the line and then I'm going to offset the 30 on both sides. All right, so I highlight the line, then I'm going to type offset at OFF offset. The command line will ask me to specify the offset distance. Offset distance is 30. I type 30, press enter, and then you realize that I am getting the line on 30 millimeters away from the center on the right. I can offset it again. All I need to do is to press and click on the center line, and then I move it to the direction that I want it. All right, when I do that, you realize that the lines that I offset, they're touching the outside of the circle, and it's a rectangle that we had there. So it therefore means that this would be the top of the rectangle. All right, I now need to go ahead and click line, and then I draw my line at the top of the rectangle. Once I do that, at the top and at the bottom, then All I need to do is to just trim whatever I do not want here. Remember, trim, you type trim or you find the icon for it. The icon is this scissors that you're seeing in the ribbon. All right, do I need this center line? No, I don't. All I need to do is to highlight it and then I delete. Now I have two circles on the left and on the right of the 180, 160, 160 or 180. Looks like 160. All right. So though I have two holes on the side and it's telling me that the radius of the holes should be 30 millimeters, right? And you realize you see two holes. So it's one dimension, but it's representing both of them. All right, so I just need to start my circle command. Once I put the crosshair on the circle, then a center point will be highlighted. I click in that point and then I enter the radius. The radius was 30. So I type 30, press enter. I can choose to copy this from the center. So what I could do is to highlight it, click copy, find the center, copy it from the center, and then I paste it on the other center. Or I could go the longer route to start the circle command again, and then move to the center, enter the radius, which is 30, press enter. All right, and then I trim whatever I do not want. All right, so this looks more like it. There is one other operation that we need to do, and that is we need to break the edge of this. All right, so this is how we're going to do it. We want to break this. All right, so we're going to type the word break, enter. Then I select the object that I want to break. This is what I want to break, and I want to break it here. So I click here. All right, and then I want the break to be like that. Because when you click where you want it to break, you realize there's a little gap. All right, I want the break to be about that size. No, break would have to be a bit bigger. So I can change the size of the break. I can highlight it and then I put the cursor in the endpoint. I do not click, I just place it there. Click lengthen, and then all I need to do is to bring it down a bit. All right, and I get the break. This little line that you see hanging over here now, I can trim. All right, and then I break the other end. So I type break again, break, enter. Click where I want to break. That's right here, and then I just move it up. Just move it up where I want the break to be. All right, I can go ahead and trim this as well. All right, and look at this now. I can actually work a bit smart here by just trimming the entire thing here. And then remember I told you about mirror, right? I can mirror this on the next side. So I can click highlight, click mirror, want to mirror it from the center of this circle. So I just need to put my crosshair on one side of the circle or a part along the circumference to find the center. Once I find the center, I draw a vertical line. All right, so I ensure that my mirror line is straight. Click to confirm. Select no because I do not want to erase whatever I'm mirroring from. So I click no and or type N and press enter. Once I do that, I have the break on both sides. All right, so that's how you will complete the second activity. Now, there's another activity that is in millimeter and it's center cover. Since it's in millimeter, we're already working in a space that is in millimeters. Let's just work that one here. All right, when we look at this one, activity 3, we realize that we have a square. All right, we have a square, and from the square, they added some circles. They added some circles. So what we're gonna do is to construct the square first, and then we add the circles. This one is pretty simple. All right, so I'm starting my line command. So I click line or type line, click where I want to start it. All right, the length of one side is 80. So once we're on the 0 degrees, we type 80, or let's use ortho mode for this one. So I turn on my ortho mode, move to the right, type 80, press enter. I'm getting one side, zoom in a bit more, type 80 again, get the other side, move to the left, type 80, press enter. And I can type C for close, press enter, and I have my square. All right. Let's do the circles on the outer part of the square now. This is telling me that I have a circle of radius 15 millimeter, four places on this square. That's at this point at the top, to the left, and to the right. So let's draw all four circles. So I can type circle, CIRCLE, enter. Then I find the center along this line, the bottom line on the square. Click, and then I type my radius. The radius that we got was 15. All right, so I can type 15, enter. All right, remember when you draw, you can work smart or you just work hard. I always prefer to work smart. So I'm just gonna copy this circle from the center, paste it at the center on the left, paste it at the top, paste it on the right. And then I have four circles. All I need to do now is to trim what I don't want. I need to do is to type trim, T-R-I-M, press enter. I do not want anything on the outside here, so I click, move to the direction of what I do not want in order to trim it. All right, so we only have one circle left to draw, and it's the one on the inside. This is telling me that it's a diameter of 30 millimeters. All right, so we need to find the center of the circle and then of the square, sorry, and then draw our circle. To do that, we press escape to end the present command that we have. Then we click circle. When I click circle, I just need to put, I need to put my cursor, my crosshair in the center of two of these circles that I had in order to track and find where the center of the square is. All right, so I'm putting my crosshair in this center of the circle, putting it in this one, and then I'm gonna move it across to find it. So let's go. Center one, center two. Then all I need to do is to move it closer to the center, and then I'm able to find the center. As I find the center, I enter the diameter. This is asking me specify the radius of the circle in the command line. All right, or the diameter. I have the diameter, so I'm clicking diameter and I'm entering 15. Once I do that, I press enter, and that's it. All right, I think I entered the wrong. I think I entered the wrong diameter. So let me change this. To change it, you do not have to delete it. You can type PR for properties. Then you scroll down to find radius or diameter is 30. So all I need to do is to change that to 30. Press enter, and then the drawing will be updated. All right, so that's how you do exercise 2 and exercise 3. Join us in the other video, in the next video, for the additional exercise.